Hello, I have returned. I had a kind of an interesting idea. I thought I'd take this weird thing that I drew and show the process of refining it into something that's usable as a game asset. I'm not going to do that all in one day. I'm just going to do this over several days. We'll take this crazy looking thing and turn it into a game character. So, with that in mind, okay, let's admire this lovely looking weird thing we have here, and let's find some problems with it. Okay, obviously the body, you heard me complaining with the body. I really don't like the body. The shape is maybe okay, but there's a number of problems with it. I'm not going to deal with that today. I'm going to play with problems with the face at the moment. Now, you may have said to yourself, wow, that is a cool looking face. And maybe you also look at it and say, what the heck is wrong with that? Can't really tell what's wrong with it. Something's not right. Okay, so I'm going to point out a few things that I see wrong with it. In the rough design of the face, there is a invisible center line that goes down the face that you can't really see. I'm going to start pointing some stuff out using a red pencil. So I'm going to start drawing the invisible line like so. And the line is purely a result of the weird looking head split thing that I added. Now that head split thing, that goes through the eyebrow down to the center, and then that creates this sort of center line. So I've kind of got this thing. It might even be a little more inward, like so. But roughly, there is a line there that needs to be paid attention to, and you need to weigh the face accordingly to that line. Now, as you can see from that, the face is not weighed at all. The eyebrow overlaps the center of the face, which, if you look at it, you're like, wow, that's kind of terrible. So, we can add another reference point here. I'm going to draw a circle in the middle of the head, roughly where the forehead would sit in this character. So, this space there is the forehead, and again, even the eye overlaps, which should be the forehead. So, to better balance his face, the eye would probably be somewhere over here. In this space here, fitting entirely into that other circle. Like so. Now the opposite eye, the eye on the opposite side you can't see because it's hidden by that. But anyways, the whole point of I wanted to show with this outlining I've done here is that I've added reference points that I can think about when I'm drawing this character. When you want to be able to take something into a game situation, you need to... Well, okay, I could not probably draw the same thing exactly the same without memorized points of reference. Like, I'll have to figure out how long the tentacles of the head are, how big the nose is and compared to the shape of the head, and that kind of thing. I need some measurements. Because right now I just kind of, approximated them, threw them in there. Excuse me. Sorry, I ate something a moment ago. Ooh. But yeah, reference points are incredibly useful when you want to reproduce something. Because if I was just to draw it, I'll draw it again over here. So, circle, lip thing, into the smile of the head, follow the curve. Yeah, okay, let's do that. Like so, bam. And then, yeah, I'll just draw like so. Bam, and then bam. If we were to compare the new little mini doodle I've done here, let's get a ruler. Okay. The size of the head, excluding the nose, is about 1.5 centimeters. Okay, so I'll add some points of reference. This distance is 1.5. And then the distance of the longest tentacle on the head is roughly, well, it's just shy of 1.5. It would be actually perfect if it was also 1.5, just for sense of balance. So let's say that's there and there. I'll just draw the line for reference. 1.3 is what it is. If I was to compare it to the original, this is, let's say, well, it's about 4 centimeters. So bam. Bam. That's about 4 centimeters. The tentacle on the head is... Well, okay, I lucked out. I actually got pretty darn close. This is about 3.5, and the other one was also a little bit smaller. So, okay, I may have lucked out here, but normally you can't really, without a good set of reference points or reference lengths, reproduce something that easily. Okay, so I'm going to flip the page over around upside down. Not for, no, I'm going to do it sideways just so that I'm using more space. Okay, so if I was to reproduce this guy, okay, circle head, you know, crazy nose thing. Okay, actually there's an issue I just noticed, is how deep I'm going into the head to create the mouth. In this new sketch, I didn't do a very good job. In this case here, the original looks to be about 3/4 or no 2/3 into the head is how deep the mouth goes. In this new sketch, I went only half into the head, and the other sketch I also matched the original really well. So this is what I'm trying to point out here, is that the reason things tend to look terrible the second time you draw them is because you didn't remember the little details that you should have. You didn't make reference points. You didn't start drawing graphs and details and, oh crap, I did that one in pencil. Okay, I gotta erase that. I like the idea of using a different colored pencil when you want to describe other details. Red is a nice color for that. I don't know if that's the common one to use it for, but I think red is usually used to show shadows or something. But another colored pencil. I have a green mechanical here that you could also use to do this. Now let's. Okay, the head shape like that. Underside. Let's do that. Let's say this is the shadowed area. I'm just going to shade it for the sake of the video to show it. But colored pencils are kind of nice. Not even so much for the, actually coloring pictures, but for helping you, contrast pencil when you want to add details to tell you information about drawings. So, okay. Let's do one last image. Okay, that was a bad sketch there of the guy. So let's redraw him one more time, the head at least. He's a circle. He needs to come in at least about 1/3 of the way in. So I'll follow my curve around like before. And okay, like so. What I want to do here this time is get the placement of the forehead right. Okay, so on that note, okay, let's add just a reference. Well, you know what? I can actually do this in pencil because this is my original and I'm still not done it yet. So I'm adding a rough forehead circle, a circle I'm never actually going to use in the image, but it's going to be my point of reference to where I put things. I'm also adding a reference line down the center of the head, and I will use this center line to figure out relative the tendrils I'm going to put on the head. So the line is now extruded outside of it. It's almost like a giant leaf. And I'm going to just kind of go around it, as I said, like a leaf. But it should be a sharper point. So, like so. Again, not too concerned about the length. I should be, but I'm not. Okay, a little fatter near the end here, where it connects to the head. Okay. And we will follow the neck down the same place. And I used a circle in the original drawing to tell me where to put the neck. And it was yay, 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 which is about the halfway point if I was to draw a reference line. So draw a reference line here, draw a circle, and then just follow the curve. Okay, great. So there's my curve again. And then I go into his neck a bit to get it tighter. Okay, good enough. And then I will reproduce the open mouth. I'll finish the lower lip. Now last time I didn't give it much thought how I was going to do the inside of the mouth. I just kind of drew a line somewhere inside the bite, and that was that. But this time, let's see, his head is round like so, there's a line like so. If it's a line the opposite side, then the mouth will be like that, kind of an inner curve. In fact, I now have a tongue. Actually, I screwed up, but I'm going to pretend he's got a tongue, because that makes me look like an artist solving problems. Great. Okay, so now I got the forehead mark. Let's draw our circle again where the eye should be. Actually, the eye should fit inside this little circle here. So I'm going to draw something smaller inside. Okay, great. I'm going to draw a forward pupil again. I mentioned not to fill in, but this isn't final game art. This is just a better doodle. So forward like so. And you know what? I'm going to take this moment here to thicken the line of the backside head tendril and cut it. Okay. I think that'll do. I think the video is already getting quite long, so we'll cut ourselves off here. I'm going to shade the back tendril just to show that it's in the distance. I'm going to add some light shading here to the back side of the head, even though it's really not necessary and it's totally wrong, but I didn't do it anyways. A little bit in the mouth, that's also wrong. Whatever, good enough. Let's take a snapshot of this, show this, and we'll call it a day.